boundaries are a big thing. And Lynn, nice comment. Self-love is honoring your own boundary. And it takes discipline to say no, so we have to practice it. So I agree with that, because you don't all of a sudden, like, I'm going to sit here and tell you guys to say no to if it's not bringing you joy, to put boundaries in place with the people and the situations you need to put them in place with. But it is not going to be like, oh, Kristen said it, I'm going to do it, and everything's fine. It takes a lot of practice, like a lot of practice.
Yeah. I've gotten to where...
I was a slow learner. It took me a hot minute.
Y'all, I've gotten to where I, will put notes to myself. Like, that could be... if it's the background on my phone, the background on my laptop, if I put little notes in my notebook, if I do little Post-it notes, because again, I get so in the moment, I forget, no, Whitney, we don't like that, remember?
But it's okay to remind yourself. Like, yes. I do that. Say I don't have it on my screen. I have a couple quotes that I switch out my screensaver. I got something cute on there now, but I've got I switch it out. I switch it out and put quotes a lot of things I need to remember, right? Because Lisa Washington's really good with words of wisdom. But I send. Yes. It's funny that you don't post it. I send myself text. Do you guys do that? When you need to remind yourself, not just to do the to-dos. When I text myself, I move them off. Like, I take them off my text screen.
Yes.
But I send myself reminders and quotes and little encouragement to Kristen text.
Yeah.
Which is fun, because this takes practice. It takes practice. So I feel like, we've got to really figure out how we can do this more often.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason we titled it Bitches and Boundaries. I said it again. This is 3 times. I feel like I'm not even Catholic. I'm going to have to go to whatever the thing they do is. And just say, I'm sorry. Jesus, I'm sorry.
We got a conference room in the back.
I know. Sorry for cussing. But it's true, because, and the reason we titled that is because I feel like a lot of times when we do set boundaries, we are perceived as that being bitchy. We are perceived as I can't believe she's doing that. Why? And I want you guys to know that is not what boundaries are about. And if people perceive your reasonable boundary as you being bitchy, they are not your people.
And that's because they ain't got none.
That's
they ain't
right.
got no boundaries. A lot of time people be upset.
Or they're takers.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because I feel like, if people respect, I don't have a single, if you really look at those, you guys listen, think about your people closest to you guys. I talk about the tiny bubble, my grasp group a lot. I could say anything to them. If they think I'm being wackadoodle going, Kristen, that's seriously not reasonable, they're going to tell me, and I'm going to respect that. But if I tell them anything like, hey, I don't feel like talking about this. This is, I'm not in a good mood, but not in a good place to be able to discuss this. That was the example used at the beginning. Your people get that. They know that, and they're going to honor and respect that. Mm-hmm. And my challenge to each of you guys listening is, if the people you're trying to set boundaries with cannot honor them, you need to really evaluate if you need those people in your life.
Yep.
Right? Sometimes that means that y'all got some hard decisions to make, but what you are tolerating, you're choosing. That's a sound bite. Look at that.
The Kristen Andre t-shirt line.
The Kristen Andre. I know. We are growing things for the t-shirt line. But it's true, though. What you tolerate, what you're not saying no to, what you're tolerating, you're choosing. It's a choice.
But that's also so freeing. You have the choice.
Yes.
To
It's freeing, but it's scary.
No,
because of the outcome. But I'm going back. I'm going to steal Whitney's quote again. Know a thing because I've seen it, or know a few things because I've seen a few things.
Know a thing or two because I've
seen a thing or two. But it's true. The older we get, when you look back, and we can't get those years back. There are so many mistakes I made. There were either I set too many boundaries or I didn't set enough boundaries. There's a boundary balance in there somewhere. But you look back and you don't get that time back. So what I would encourage you guys listening that are challenged with this, Lynn and Heidi and some of you guys that are saying, I've struggled with this forever, is we aren't going to get more time. We don't get years tacked on the end because we said, oh, okay, I made some mistakes here. Let me tack it on the end. It doesn't work that way. So we can continue to trudge through and live in the suck, or we can do the things we need to do. And I'm a pusher, not a drug pusher, but I'm a goodness pusher, because I want everybody to be able to do the things and have the fun and get rid of the toxic people and just have happy, jolly people around you.